I got a feeling I'm about to get put on. I got a feeling that something finna take off. I got a feeling, and it won't be too much longer. Got a feeling coming up on the.
Like we always do about this time, I am Cornbread Capone, and this is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. And today, my special guest is Dead End Red. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, peace and blessings, man. Slow boogie on this man.
Already, man. Well, I want to start at the beginning, man. When did you decide that you was gonna partake in this music culture?
Uh 2014, or maybe the beginning, it was the beginning of 2015, ass end of 2014 was my first time ever recording a record. Um Prior to that, man, I was just been a musician. I played drums all in school. I played drums for churches. I tackled with a few instruments, but never really took it serious. But drums was my bed and brother. So music, I come from that, but it's actually rapping. Yeah, 2014. Well, I think it was first. The end of 2014, beginning of 2015 was my first time recording.
And I wanted to ask you too, do you remember who inspired you to make music? Or what inspired you to make music?
Um, my cousin, man. God bless the dead. You know, rest in peace, Marcus Almighty. Um, I came around the music like as far as the recording with him, and he basically, man, he had came to me, and he knew I was in the mix and stuff, and he was like, "Fam, I need you to check me out." And when I heard him, dude was so lyrical, like literally like a Scarface, but he rapped in double beat, so he was a fast rapper, like you know what I'm saying. He rapped like the whole Southwest niggas in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, like the real original Gorilla Mob. He had that type of style rap on the upbeat, but he was just very lyrical, and I was so blown away because he was good in sports, but then after high school, like we was trapping, and bro was a hell of a cook. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that he was doing something other than what he was doing, I was enthused, and I just wanted to help. You know what I mean? So I started working with him and just like basically managing like and investing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he needed something done, we go 50-50. You know what I'm saying? And then I just as that went on, it just put me more in a more intricate role of working with him to like picking beats and taking his music and shopping his music around different DJs, getting him a listening party, just helping him build as an independent artist. That's what brought me around it actually, was helping my fam.
Yeah.
And uh DJ J Bone, um, he was like, man, you got a hell of a like your voice. And he was like, man, you live this shit. Can't nobody question you thorough, and like you got stories to tell. He was like, bro, because I started laying vocals on the hook. Because my cousin, he was a lyricist, but he wasn't like I was. I know how to make uh attractive records. That's maybe like more mainstream in tune. Just shit that it sound good, it feel good. It's simple, simplicity. He was a lyricist, so he over rapped all his tracks. I just wrote it, you know what I'm saying, in comparison. But so it came down to me, like I told you, I just kind of progressed and getting more in tune with helping him because he needed a club record. He didn't make club records, and I chose a beat, and boom, I wrote a hook. So that was my first fucking with him. Was my first introduction to writing rhymes or what I'm saying, anything in that nature.
Right. And
Right.
if you
And
and if you could define your style of music, what would it be?
unorthodox for shit show. Like I don't, you're not gonna like when you listen to me, you're not gonna hear H Town. You gonna hear Texas maybe in my lingo. You feel me? You gonna hear it in maybe my slur or whatever. Culture slang, whatever they want to call it. But I don't sound like Texas.
Hmm.
Um, and
Great.
that was a hurdle of its own. You know what I'm saying? That was a hurdle of its own. But yeah. So I mean, it's like 2014. You know, that was the trap rap still era. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So I would I just it's a, you can hear a lot of different flavors. I would say I was one who kind of I test the waters with different type of tracks. Um, I have different ranges vocally, so you will hear me sound like this on this one, and you'll hear me sound like this on this one. You know what I'm saying? And I was just that was just me meshing with whatever track I was doing. You know, creating a melody. You know what I'm saying? More so if you want to look at it from that aspect. And that's just kind of how I looked at music. I didn't um I didn't put no I didn't put no limiters on it. I kind of looked at it as I looked at tracks as an open canvas, and you know I just filled the measurements with what it sounded like need to go on there, and it was just organic. So I'm just one of those organic persons. Like I just go in the studio and I make a track. I don't really write or I'm not a lyricist like that. You know what I mean? I make
Yeah.
records. Like I like to say, I make records. You know what I'm saying? Niggas rap, but I've never been a rapper like that. You know, I've never been into metaphors and all this other shit. You know what I mean? I just make records that make you feel good, make you feel some type of way. You know what I mean? And that's what people, that's what they responded to. So I kind of hit like, and you know, Houston was going through its pivotal change as far as eras of sound. 2012, 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
BPMs changed. You know, it went from single time to double time. You know what I mean? And that just changed the whole dynamics of how a track feels. It might be the same speed, but it don't feel the same speed because it's double time. So we was trying. It was, and then you know it went digital. So I kind of came in that mesh era where things are was transitioning from CD CDs. It already went from tapes to CDs. Now it went digital. Now all the trap records or the records that you hear in your top 10 hot list on any radio station, all those was double time tracks. They was in double time. So the median had changed. So I came right in that little mesh time. So my sound was based off the era of what was, and that's how I rock. I didn't try to go sound like Zero. I didn't want to sound like Kiki. We already had those. I don't want to be a new Big Hawk. You can't replace these monumental pillars in Houston. So I didn't approach no song trying to be like no motherfucking body. Just find my own styles.
Right.
And
And
I didn't put no
respect.
box on myself. I'm sorry.
I say I respect that because it's a lot of you know it's a lot of copycatism in rap. Period. Not just in
Period.
Houston. It's all
Right.
over the world.
Well, that's because there's less artistry and there's more uh who can be who can be used. You know what I'm saying? It's less special parts. Everything's made for mass produce. You know what I'm saying? It's a united fit. Like you can buy this part and you can use it on different brands. You know what I'm saying? It's universal, and that's what people. Because a lot of people not artists, bro. They don't look for artists. People who actually know how to make records, make music. They just look for people more so who's puppets and can follow whatever needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? And that, that's just what it is. It's an assembly line of, hey, how many times can we reprint this dollar? And anytime you got a popping artist, they become a dollar. And so all these labels and all these A&Rs and all these people want to do is remake that same dollar because it already worked.
Right. I
So
want
now
to.
I'll go ahead.
I wanted to ask you. Who do you listen to when you ride around in your car when you chilling at the house?
Now,
Yeah.
um, man, I listen to heavy metal, man, liquid metal. It's always been a thing for me, but even more so now. Um, so if I'm not listening to liquid metal, I'm listening to it's not I call it it's reggae, but like for me, I don't fall in love with genres of music. There are certain artists that I resonate with. So it's this guy named Jesse Royale. You know what I'm saying? And he's like a Rastafarian reggae, not the dance hall shit. I don't listen to that shit because you know what I'm saying. But the Rastafarian reggae, because the messaging and just the beats of the drums, you know what I'm saying. It's authentic to me. You know what I'm saying. It's pure. It's positive messaging. Um, it's also off the alternative group that I like called Moonchild, and I like it because it intrigues the musician in me. So more so, but as far as rap, man, I listen to a lot of still local, like Lil Jeremy, that's the homie, Jamie. Walt, that's the homie. Walt, you know what I'm saying? Especially when he get on his serious tip. But his commercial shit, it feel good and it's jammy. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and then L Train, I fuck with L Train hard on TFL. Sosa Man, um, OTB Fastlane, the homie. You know what I'm saying? Jamming, jamming. Shit, I still listen to a few records off of Stunner Bound, his first album. You know what I'm saying? Stunner Bound was a great artist. He still is a great artist. Um, shit, Cal Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I've been damning the hell out the Rejects album. With Trey and all the homies. Jack Boy. Uh, 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 goddamn Jack Boy, Fast Money, Cal, Big Tony. Um, um, Ways. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That was a good ass album. I enjoyed that. I still be listening to fucking I think uh uh rest in peace, the big homie Pokey. He had one of the best albums of 2024 for shit show. I still be listening to records off that hoe. You know what I mean? Um it's a nigga in the hood. I think he's still locked up right now. That's from my hood, you know what I'm saying? Young nigga. The perk gang. He was hard in the bit. So I just kind of be mixing it up, bro. Like it's records that stand out to me, not and when I fall in love with the records, those be my records from those artists. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah,
it's a lot of motherfuckers, bro. Like as far as rap, just here in Texas, you know. Um, but then me myself, I was born in '87, so I was born in the '80s, but I was raised in the '90s, so the gangster rap era was my shit. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
and so I listen to a lot of West Coast rap. A lot, you know what I'm saying? I listen to a lot of West Coast rap. Um, but like lately when I'm riding, I'm at the highs, bro. I don't really listen to too much rap. Now, like that. But I will say, Larry June is one of my favorite fucking artists. Cardo, Cardo got wings. That whole album. Payroll Giovanni. You know what I'm saying? It's this nigga from the West Coast named Desi Hollow, and he just got like that G Funk sound, like that shit just remind me of the '90s. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Uh, but at any given time, if I play some rap, I'm listening to Sugar Free. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to A Ball MJG. I'm listening to just the shit that we was raised on because I resonate with it. A lot of this new shit, I ain't never been no pill head, so I can't resonate with just the shit they on. I ain't never been in just the material shit like that. I ain't never been like just I'm gonna buy a bitch a person. I'm gonna buy her, Bugatti and whatever the fuck. I ain't never been no trick or you know what I'm saying? So a lot of this new nigga shit I don't resonate with. It don't fit my mantra, so I don't really listen to it. But if it's jamming, it's jamming. And I'm out so much. So when I'm in the club, you can't tell me I ain't listening to this shit at home, but it's just because I'm outside that much. So I understand. I listen to the D-Lows and you know what I'm saying, and all these other niggas. But on my personal time, I don't listen to these niggas. I'm listening to shit I can resonate with. So it's either gonna be high vibrational or it's gonna be the basics of real nigga shit that a nigga came up on. You know what I mean?
right. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you how many music projects have you released in totality?
Um, man, when I was rapping and I stopped. I walked away 2020. But when I was rapping, I was doing at least two. 2 albums a year, maybe. Like okay, so the first I dropped the mixtape, boom. I dropped the demo, boom. Dropped the mixtape. Um, uh, uh, Still Juicing Volume One, but it was an album. It was all original shit. Um, then I did Still Juicing Volume Two, or then it was I dropped a album called Ignorant. I dropped an album called Chaos. I dropped a KHAOS. Um, I dropped another. I dropped a volume, a gentleman, gangster and gentleman, and it was a project totally for women because I ain't never made tracks like that, and somebody said I couldn't do it, so I had did one, and it was just cool to just challenge myself to. That was probably the most I would say lyrics and shit because I literally made up so much of that shit because I'm not no romance or none of that ass nigga. You feel me? So that was probably the most aligned album I would ever have. I was lying like a motherfucker on that bitch. But yeah, shit. Then the Band and Dead in Red show, uh, and that was one of my biggest singles on the regular. It was off that album. Um, so maybe 5 or 6, I think.
And why did you walk away? I heard you say you walked away from it in 2020.
But shit, why is it letter, man? You know what I'm saying? It's shit. It's okay. And it's not no one answer. One, it just got to a point with everything that was going on. You know, most importantly, man, at some point in a man in everybody's life, you have to make a choice. One road leads to destruction, but it can be a light rail, a quick way to to win in this world. But the ultimate ending is destruction. You know what I'm saying? Because you choose vanity, you choose you let down principles and morals and things you really believe in for the sake of getting a bag. And that's what people would consider selling their soul. Um, or most would say selling their soul. Um, so man, you know, I've always heard at certain periods when my creator speaks to me, and it got to a point to where so much turmoil and chaos was going on, and I was finna file out. You know what I'm saying? I was finna do something that I definitely would have regretted, and it would have cost me, probably big, or my whole life just would have changed, and I wouldn't have been able. I would just would have had to roll with it because that was where I was gonna go with it, and I heard God, one of the scriptures that just popped up was like, what does it gain the profit? What does it gain a man to profit the whole world and lose his soul? And it was so profound when it came to me because, like I said, I was finna flip shit. It was so much that happened, and it was so many things I had charged to the game, and it was so many things that people just kind of did, and I just I had to walk away, or I was gonna do something about it.
Hmm.
So, I
Real,
was
man.
there. I was there mentally and spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So that's uno umbro. Number two, um, I ran out of funds, man. Like that. Every time I was supposed to get a single deal or a sign, something beyond my control happened, and the deal just. So I found myself constantly have to do things to up my bag in order to fund what I was doing because it takes so much money to compete against major labels. It's almost impossible to compete against these majors, let alone just the regional, local politics and procedures that they have in the music game when it comes down to going to that next level. Once your record break locally, now you going in a regional race where it still takes a lot of money to connect them dots from East Texas, South Texas, and West Texas. You feel me? You got to go hit these places. You got to go get these promo packages. You got to, buy these commercials and all this other shit. It takes a lot of motherfucking money. And And just in Houston alone, because it is a rat race, and then it's like Houston is so like nigga, like people pop on the internet, but it don't stick. Houston is still one of them hand to hand, face to face places. If people can't, if people don't remember seeing you come up, people don't remember. Oh, I bought a CD from this nigga. Oh, I seen that nigga in the mall. He was in that bitch just being how he be moving. You feel me? Moving like a real one. Oh, I seen that nigga. He performed at Club So and So and Club So and So. Oh, yeah, bro. He from where he say he from for shit show. Like I know people over there. You might see bro over there type shit. If people ain't got no stories about that about you, oh yeah, bro. Every time I see him, he in there with two girls. Like Houston is still one of the places where you can pop on the internet, but it ain't gonna be a standard home base if people can't remember your grind and know really say, oh yeah, he for real. You know what I'm saying? So with that, you had to do a lot of club runs, bro. Like you had to be where the DJs at. They want you to pull up on them. Wherever club they at, they want you to pop bottles. They want you to bring people. So it's like the promo run out here in Texas is different. You got a party. Your promo run is a good party at night and radio and local shit in that area during the day. But you gotta go outside at night. Niggas ain't seeing you outside. They gonna say that you wasn't out here popping your shit. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so bro, I was going 2, 3 clubs a night, going to this club, fuck with DJ, go to this club, they end up in a strip club. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, we spending so much motherfucking money. And I didn't, there was a few niggas I can accredit, okay, this nigga put in on one project, this nigga might have paid for 3, 4 videos or something, but 85, 90%, no, more than that, nigga. 95, 87 to 95% of the time, it was my money. The money that I earned, money that I had to go do what I need to do for, it was me. So when it got to that end, bro, I could not do what I was doing in order to keep running this type of campaign and getting to the end of the road where I'm supposed to be starting to get booked more. I'm supposed to be this single deal is supposed to take place. I'm supposed to get X amount of dollars because I've already spent X amount of dollars into myself. So it wasn't like I was going to be winning. I was just going to be reimbursing myself. But then you still got to pour back into yourself to get to that next level. So every time it came down to the business end, shit just folded. And it left me just still, okay, I got to redo this same campaign on this next album, redo this same campaign on this next single. So I couldn't. I got like shit. It was some shit that happened. I was a part of the investigation. The people came looking. I couldn't. I couldn't do what I was doing. It was either do it and say fuck it and let the chips let the cookie crumble as it may and end up somewhere that I ain't never been and don't have to be and not finna learn how to go. You feel me? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, uh, once again, how bad do you want it? That was another question that popped up. I don't want it that motherfucking bad. Not for this. I'm good at a lot of things. I just do something else. This was never my dream. This was never my passion. My talents and the roads and the choices put me here. Trying to look out for my fam and wanting to help him got me around this music shit. It was nothing I ever fucking ran to on my own. It's not this. I don't like people like that. I don't like to be in front of a bunch of people. I damn sure don't like to perform in front of people. Like I'm totally the opposite of what an artist needs to do. But I have the ability to do whatever the fuck I need to do when I say I'm doing something. So I sold it. You know what I'm saying? But personally, I don't like take pictures. I don't like taking pictures. It took me forever to start getting on this internet because we was raised to run away from the camera.
Right. That's
So
real.
so that was number two. I couldn't do what I was doing to keep that money going, to keep putting on and keep running like that. I couldn't. I'd have ended up a place I don't want to be. So then number three, because of some of the things I spoke up for publicly, it kind of blacklisted me and isolated me out here. So the people that got the business going on in the circles, because I had to embarrass one of them, I got into it with one of them. Well, these niggas, this gatekeepers, they all lock in. They don't like each other, but they lock in with each other to stay gatekeepers. And so when you get into it with one of them, all of them just stop fucking with you.
Mm.
And I got into it with a few of them. You know what I'm saying? So and it's just like I just seen the opportunities. I wasn't getting booked. I wasn't doing this. Wasn't nobody trying to finish where we started. Niggas were reneging on deals. We had a podcast that was supposed to happen with 93.7. Put some south in your mouth. Me, OG Run C, and I forgot her name right now, but she was a DJ on the DJ Shanti, and it just all of a sudden that shit fell through. It was just so many things, bro, that just kept falling through the flow, and it was just, bro, it got to the point to where I was like, man, I'm finna go to Atlanta. Niggas was trying to get me to come to Atlanta. Niggas was trying to get me to go everywhere. I didn't want to leave Houston because I understand it takes you got to work hard to get a foothold here. But once you get it, you can eat here off for the next 20, 15 years. Henceforth, the Kikis, the Slims, the Buns, you know what I'm saying? They still eating off Houston.
Right.
Off the foothold they got in Houston, Zero, Trey, everybody who was able to grab a foothold in Houston, they're still getting the bag just off having a foothold in Houston. So I understood that if I wanted to be successful and not have to play the game of the majors, I have to get a stronghold in my hometown that is the trendsetter, not for everything, but for most things in Texas. So I understood that. I never had plans of being on BET. I understand those rules of engagement. I understand what it requires. I had no want to be a part of none of that shit. Once I started rapping, I wanted to get to a point to where I'm making X amounts of dollars a month off a gift that God gave me. That's all I wanted.
That's real.
I didn't
Well,
never want to be the king of the hill, the king of the south, the boss of the north, or the heart of the streets. That ain't what I went in. I went in to make music because it was therapeutic for me. It taught me a lot. It taught me how to express myself, and it felt good to be operating in the gift that God gave me. One of the other gifts that God gave. That was fulfillment enough just to make a good amount of money every month. Uh, our constant residual. That's all I was in for. The other niggas can fight over that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm already am what I am, and I'm content. You know what I'm saying? That don't make me or break me. So, yeah, bro. So when the opportunity got slim, and then I got 4 kids, I just had got I think at the time, my son. You know what I'm saying? My last kid, and I missed raising my first two after we got a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't there every day no more. We wasn't in the house with them. The third kid, she ran off with him. You know what I'm saying? I got him back now, but and so when she had this one, I was just determined to be what I couldn't be then. So that was another factor. You know what I'm saying? I took time and I just to 2020, about 2023, I was just a stay home dad, and I actually raised that one, what I couldn't do for my second son and my third son. But I did for my daughter, you know what I'm saying? My oldest kid, but I wasn't like when we divorced, he was like fucking 2 or 1. So when we divorced and we stopped living together, I wasn't that my presence wasn't felt like that around him. So I wasn't able to give him that, nor was my third kid. But my fourth kid, I was determined to give him that. And given the circumstances, I had the space and time to do it. So those were the reasons that amongst most, those are the four, 3, 4 reasons why I walked away.
that's what's up. Before we get up out of here, is there anything that you would like to say to anybody?
Hey man, seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and all those other things shall be added to you. Hey man, it's a lot of people losing their soul because they putting faith in things and not the creator of all things. Man, we was a dude lost his life last night at the club I'm at, and just life is so short, man. And take time to think before you do things. Stop taking life for granted, thinking that you guarantee another day. You know, make wise decisions. Get to know your creator. Um, if you're depressed, find 101 reasons why not to be depressed. A lot of people dealing with mental illnesses and depression and suicide. Man, if you hear, things can change. Change happens every day. If you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. And on top of that, hey man, don't co-sign fuck nigga shit. You feel me? Hey man, keep it thorough, keep it righteous. You know what I'm saying? That way you can be loyal. You know what I mean? And juice up or noose up, nigga. That's about it.
Already.
No answer
I appreciate you hollering at me and dropping all this good game. I hope that people listen
I
because
appreciate the reach out, man.
you
It's
have
good to it's a
uh,
it's a blessing to be thought of. You feel me? And I don't take that for granted. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. On behalf of the good people at One Man Records and Mr. Dead End Red, I am Cornbread Capone. This is Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. And until next time, everybody, peace and love, because that's what the world needs in a major way. Peace and love.
Peace.